AM 1160 and WCCSradio.com. She is Robin Gorman, and so far, Robin is the only one of our Indiana County
Shireen,
Commissioners.
Mike, where are you? Come save us.
She's casting out the net here to try to find Shireen and Mike, but they're not here right now. You are, so we can grill you for a while. If one of those other two show up, that's great too. Our conversation is brought to you by Marcus and Mack, voted best personal injury law firm in the Best of Indiana County contest. Marcus and Mack, a law firm representing injured people. So, county commissioners, hard at work. We're getting ready for budgets and everything. Who's here? Hey, Shireen
I see
came in.
one of my partners in crime, huh?
Shireen made it in. Well, that's good.
My
Good morning,
niece,
Shireen.
come
It's
save me.
good to have you with us, too. All right, so we can talk with two of our county commissioners now. So, Robin, we had begun speaking with you about things the county commissioners are doing. Budget season is going on, and all kinds of different activities, and you still, the state budget formula isn't completely worked out yet, so we're still waiting in wait mode for a lot of things. And I would guess the Human Services Department is one of those that is, their patience is being tried, let's put it that way, and maybe yours too.
Well, it's so true, and it's we were just talking about when you get in this position, you serve the public from a whole different realm, and there's still that trickle down, right, from the federal to the state dollars to the local. And the services that we oversee and are so dependent on for our residents, they are at the end of that trickle of that budget being passed and come down. And we don't need to tell the legislature. And our, Senator Pittman and Representative Struzzi, by far, even their predecessors before them, they do such a fabulous job for us down there in Harrisburg. And they always tell us and remind us they are one vote, right? They're just one vote of many that have to come together and make things work and distribute funds where they need to go. But you are correct. It is the services side, and particularly the human services side, that sometimes it feels the impact more than anyone else when a budget is held up. Mm-hmm. So as much as all of our folks have planned well, tried to get ahead of it, there are a few minor things still impacted right now that are not seeing the dollars they need at the time they need them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that becomes very tough for them. Shireen, I'm sure that you share a lot of those same feelings about, having to be patient at the same time, having needs that really need to be met.
Sure, and we can talk about mental health services. And our CCAP, our Commissioners Association, is working hard on getting the boost in those funds. There's some funds sitting there that we're hoping to see come through for where providers are terrific. They're on it. They fill in the gaps no matter what, but it's hard. The system is very much at a point of collapse at a time when we need it the most. Mm-hmm. That and our 911, the reauthorization of the 911 funding is due to sunset at the end of the year. And of course, it takes time to go through the system of, putting forth the bill and the language and things like that. So we are hopeful that our legislature will be on that and understand that at the local level, we have to deliver it. And so it's tough times.
We look at great things that are coming to Indiana County and things that are needed in Indiana County and what the commissioner's role in that. And sometimes the commissioner's role is basically clearing the way in a lot of endeavors. And sometimes it's a more direct involvement. But there are a couple of things coming to Indiana County that have some real potential. And you mentioned mental health. The project at IRMC is going to be a real game changer for not only Indiana County, but the whole region in terms of mental health, isn't it?
Oh, I think so. It's something like a $30 million facility. And Robin, you may know better because you serve on the commission of the Behavioral Health Development Program. But yeah, great news, really.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we're so fortunate that it's Indiana, right? But it is regional because we belong to the Armstrong, Indiana, and so we talk about the needs of both counties all the time, but it's our regional hospital that's building this unit. Tongue-in-cheek, certainly not a funny issue, but we've been talking for years, if not months, about how that facility is going to be full almost the week that it opens, because we know, and you're right, Todd, it's on the local level. We see waiting lists. We see where we have to send our juvenile patients or people in need of services like that, and we're sending them out of state because there is no place. And other states are on waiting lists as well. There's a backlog. There are instances where, and it's a very serious issue, where we know people are literally losing their lives, whether they're taking their lives or they're dying because they cannot get the kind of help or facilities that are needed. This, I just can't stress to you our thankfulness that our regional hospital is going to have this facility, both at the adolescent and the older age level, because we deal with it every day and we see the pain, we see the backlog, we see people who are trying everything to do the right thing and they still have no place to go.
Yeah.
So it means a lot to us.
Yeah. And the just a little bit more on that. It's really a workforce development situation that's going on. And the social services, there's a dearth of folks wanting to go into the field in the first place, and healthcare is just another thing. And in fact, we do want to give a little shout out to our healthcare workers. There actually is a recognition breakfast happening right now through our Tri-County Workforce Investment Board. Unfortunately, we have all these other instances or events and things going on that we couldn't attend that, but we do want to recognize they work hard every day. And of course, we know what they did through the pandemic. And of course, flu season is upon us. So, so we give a shout out for them, and just understanding that workforce is often the pinch point for a lot of these things that we're dealing with.
And having said that, I listened to your report yesterday. I think a fifth of the nurses will continue to leave the workforce every year at least. That's their estimate.
Yeah.
And so Commissioner Hess is right. I mean, we deal with this not just in some of our most serious issues like this, but it's across the realm workforce. And what it's doing, I don't know what you call it, economies of scale, or, you plateau out, but what's happening is productivity adjusts to the workforce you can have, and then patient ratio. Like at our own nursing home, we're taking 67 residents into our nursing home, whereby we could be over 100, but we just don't have the staff.
Yeah.
And so there's your waiting lists.
Yeah, and that's, the county home is one thing, but every one of those types of facilities are experiencing that same shortage.
They are.
Where beds are available, and there are certainly people you could put in those beds that need to be in those beds, but you have to have the people to work with them, and the county has to deal with that just as every other facility does as well. And that's a scary thing, Shireen, you're right, because, there are so many different issues in society today, and they hinge upon having people who are willing to do those jobs, and we can't find them. Okay, so this is a really hopeful segment, huh?
It's a difficult situation for sure, and there's any number of reasons why that shortage exists. And it's on us to try to figure it out, and which we are. And there's a lot of partners, there's job fairs going on as we speak here in Indiana County, and it's every sector that is in need of workers. So
that PA career link thing is today, isn't
yes,
it?
exactly. Yeah.
Okay, so I've dominated this conversation, and I'm sorry for that. So tell me what you want to talk about. What's going on with the commissioners today? Are you meeting tomorrow?
No,
next
week. Yeah,
Okay.
on off.
Okay. So
Well, I'm just going to say, as I was sitting out here hoping that Shireen and Mike would join me this morning, I was looking at the best of Indiana County, Todd, and I think you guys do an amazing job with that. But we've been a lot of places recently, right? People are calling us to be everywhere. There's lots of fairs, festivals, seasons, etc. And oftentimes I sit back and I think to myself, this is why I live where I live. I love where I live. And this is a piece I would recommend everybody come and pick up one of these books, simply because I leaf through and I think, oh, my God, they're a great company. Oh, they're a great establishment. And they deserve that. So I wanted to end on a good note, at least my words, because we are so fortunate to live where we live and have all of the businesses, the agencies, the nonprofits, It's the people, and we pull together and we make and create our own future. And having said that, I just want to keep blasting out the America 250 2026. I know our tourist bureau is selling this, but I want everybody to know this has been a commission that's been in place since 2016, planning for this for our nation. And Pennsylvania has a big role to play, but we want everybody, all counties across the state. And I know Laura, again, at the Tourist Bureau will talk about this, but specifically on the 4th of July of 2026, the 250 birthday, people want fireworks everywhere for their children, their families to appreciate. I know they're talking about bells throughout the state and ringing bells throughout the nation. So I really encourage everyone to get involved.
Time to start planning.
Yeah. And I'll just say a little bit more about something I'm pretty excited about, and that's our Sustainability Committee. The Sustainability Summit's coming up October 13th, and we're going to have a really great session. It's Friday the 13th. Everybody is invited. Anybody's got an interest in it, it's free, and that includes all the refreshments and lunch. We're going to talk about solar leasing in Indiana County. Penn State Extension is going to talk about that. We're going to have a broadband update. Opportunities for the county and sustainable issues. But the Biodigester project is going to be on there. And one thing I'm really excited about is the outdoor recreation panel and rural tourism, and talk about our tourist bureau. They play a key role in that. So it's a very exciting time for all those issues, and just want to let the public know they're more than welcome.
Will people have to pre-register for that? Or?
That's appreciated, although I think we can handle on-site registrations. But there'll be some social media out about it, so check the Facebook pages and things like that.
Where's it going to be?
KCAC.
KCAC.
Yep,
October
no charge.
13th.
October 13th, 9 to 3.
Very good. Ladies, thank you so much for the visit this morning. We appreciate that.
Hey, thank you, Todd.
You made it
Thanks
through,
for
Robin.
showing up.
It is the voice of Indiana County. It's WCCS 101.1 FM, AM 1160, and WCCSradio.com.